All right, let's dive into something that's literally reshaping our world as we speak. Industry 4.0. Now, I know it sounds like a tech buzzword, but trust me, it's so much more than that. This is the next chapter in how we make, well, everything. And we're going to break down what it is and why you should absolutely care. Let's get to it. Think about the huge leaps in human history. We had steam power, which gave us the first factories. Then, boom, electricity brought us mass production. Then computers came along and gave us automation. Each one was a total game changer, right? So it begs the question, what's the next big one? What comes after computers? So, to figure that out, here's our game plan. We're going to do a super quick history lesson. Then we'll define what Industry 4.0 actually means. After that, we'll peek inside the smart factory, check out the trends that are already happening, and then, we'll talk about the challenges and what's on the horizon. Okay, first things first, we need a little context. Because to really get why this fourth revolution is such a big deal, you gotta see the pattern. You have to understand the three that came before it. So, let's do a quick flyby. Industry 1.0, way back, that was all about steam and water power, moving stuff from people's hands to machines. Fast forward about 100 years, you get Industry 2.0. That's electricity, assembly lines, the birth of mass production. And then, the one most of us remember, Industries 3.0. The digital revolution. Computers and basic automation hit the factory floor. And that brings us to today. Industry 4.0. Yeah, it's built on top of the digital world of Industry 3.0, but what makes it a whole new revolution is how it's smashing together the physical and the digital world like never before. So, if you want a textbook definition, this is it. It's about this fusion, this blurring of the lines. You might hear the term cyber-physical systems, which sounds kind of intense, but think of it like this. You have a smart thermostat at home, right? It learns when you're home, when you're away. It's a physical thing making smart, digital decisions. Now just imagine that idea, but scaled up to an entire factory, where every single machine, every part, is that smart. But why isn't this just Industry 3.5? Well, a few key reasons. First, the velocity. The speed of change is just off the charts. It's exponential. Second, the scope. This isn't just about factories. It's hitting finance, healthcare, you name it, in every country. And finally, the systems impact. It's not just changing a process, it's changing how entire companies and governments have to operate. So, what does this actually look like? It all comes together in this concept of the smart factory. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the actual tech, the building blocks that make all this magic happen. It all starts here, with everything being connected. We're talking about the Industrial Internet of Things, or IoT. Basically, every machine, every sensor, every product, they all get a digital voice, and they're all talking to each other, all the time, in real time. Okay, so all those devices are chattering away, creating mountains of data. Where does it all go? That's where cloud and edge computing come in. The cloud is like the massive central library for storing and analyzing everything. But edge computing, that's for the split-second decisions that have to be made right there on the spot, no delay. And this is where the intelligence comes from. Artificial intelligence and machine learning, this is the brain of the whole operation. It sifts through all that data, finds patterns humans would never see, predicts when a machine is about to fail, and basically makes the whole system smarter, often without a person needing to lift a finger. Now, this might be one of the coolest concepts of the whole thing, the digital twin. Imagine having a perfect virtual copy of a real-world machine, or even a whole factory, running on a computer. You can mess with it, run simulations, test new ideas, and break things, all in the digital world before you ever spend a dime or turn a single wrench in reality. It's incredible. So when you put it all together, the contrast is just stark. We're going from the old way, where everything was separate and you only fix things after they broke, to a new way that's totally connected and predictive. And get this, instead of just making millions of the same thing, we can now make millions of customized things, just as efficiently. Okay, so that's the theory. That's what's inside the smart factory. But what about out here, in the real world? Let's talk about the trends that are already taking shape. Because believe me, this isn't some far-off future. It is happening right now, and the economic impact is huge. And when I say huge, I mean, look at this number. The global digital manufacturing market is projected to be worth almost $1.4 trillion by 2030. That's trillion with a T. This isn't a small trend. It's an economic tsunami. So, how is this happening? Well, here are a few of the big drivers. You've got super-fast 5G networks acting as the nervous system for all this data. You have AI-powered robots that are getting smarter and more nimble every day. We've talked about predictive maintenance. That alone saves companies billions. And then you have 3D printing, which is turning manufacturing on its head. This quote really gets to the human side of it all. As the machines and the software handle the repetitive stuff, what's left for us? Well, our value shifts. It becomes less about what we know and more about how we think. Our creativity, our imagination, those are the things that suddenly become priceless. Of course, a change this big, it's not going to be easy. There are massive hurdles to overcome. So let's be real about the challenges, and then we'll take a little peek at what might be coming down the road next. And the challenges are no joke. Economically, the price tag to get started is steep. Socially, you have the very real issue of jobs changing and the massive need to retrain people. Politically, the laws and regulations are scrambling to catch up. And of course, when you connect everything, you create a much bigger target for cyber attacks. And, just as we're all trying to figure out Industry 4.0, the conversation is already shifting. People are starting to talk about Industry 5.0. And the focus here is fascinating. It's not about making humans obsolete. It's about putting them back in the loop, combining our creativity with the raw power and efficiency of the machines. Which really brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? As the machines get smarter and smarter, what does it mean for us? What's our role? What does it mean to be human in a world of intelligent automation? That's the question we're all going to have to answer as we step into this wild new future. Thanks for joining me.